Combo decks tickle all of our buttholes in the best way possible, and a combo that has a very special place in my heart is the Polymorph Emrakul combo. With Polymorph, we can destroy one of our creatures, but then it lets us flip through our deck until we find a creature, and in this case, we have Emrakul, and once we find Emrakul, we put it into play. So an Emrakul for 4 mana is pretty good. The downside is when Polymorph targets a creature, our opponent could just kill the creature before Polymorph resolves, but the brand new Teferi solves that problem. Primarily, Teferi says our opponent cannot play things at instant speed. So in other words, they can't kill our targeted creature in response to Polymorph. In a perfect world, we'll have a turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 Bitterblossom, turn 3 Teferi, and turn 4 Polymorph. And that's an Emrakul in play turn 4 that stays out permanently, unless our opponent miraculously finds a way to kill it. But that is pretty hard to do when Emrakul has protection from colored spells. But then you might be thinking, what if they board wipe Emrakul? And that leads us to Teferi's second ability, which says we can cast sorceries as instants. So let's say we have a token out and a Polymorph in hand. We then up one on Teferi, pass back to our opponent, and on their end step, we can Polymorph. And because our opponent won't be able to play things at instant speed, we get Emrakul on their end step so they can't board wipe us. I would say it's most gangster. In addition, we also have Gideon of the Trials. Gideon can turn into an indestructible creature, which we can then target with Polymorph. Since Gideon is indestructible, it won't die, and we'll still get Emrakul. In addition, we can ultimate Gideon to get an emblem that says we don't lose the game as long as we have a Gideon out. And that can come in handy because we have Bitterblossom. At the beginning of our upkeep, we lose 1 life and make a token. So if Bitterblossom is about to kill us, we have Gideon. As for another creature maker, we have Lingering Souls. It makes flyers and it can sometimes be enough to win the game. As for one final target of Polymorph, we have 4 Mutavaults. If we have at least 5 mana out, we can turn Mutavault into a creature and then hit it with Polymorph, getting Emrakul. As for the rest of the deck, we have 4 Inquisitions, 4 Serum Visions, 2 Thoughtseize, 3 Fatal Push, 4 Path, 1 Brutality, and now on a sideboard. In the sideboard, we got a Fragmentize for artifacts and enchantments, 3 Rest in Peace for graveyard decks, 2 Stony Silence for artifact decks, 2 Timely Reinforcements against aggro decks, and it also makes tokens, and then 2 Leyline of Sanctity to protect us from getting targeted, 1 Thoughtseize, 2 Collective Brutalities, a Supreme Verdict for board wipe, and a Damping Sphere for Tron, Storm, and Phoenix. That's the deck, and now let's get to the gameplay. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and without further ado, here's the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. Opening hand's bad, we'll mull. And this we can keep, starting off with Inquisition. And what is this? Another white-black deck. Okay. That is going to give us a lot of problems with Emrakul, so we'll have to spam creature tokens to get around that. Alright, back to opponent. And back on our turn, Visions with Lingering Souls. Okay, both on top. And back to opponent. Aetherborn, sure. It's actually quite problematic for us, unless we draw our creature removal, play this, and back to our opponent. But I do see a big dick move coming up. If we discard one of the sack cards and flashback Lingering Souls next turn, we can set up for a Polymorph if they tap themselves out. We could even take the path to Exile. That'd probably be a smarter move. Yeah, I like that. So we'll swing for 2, flashback Lingering, and then Brutality. Ooh, I like this. We're gonna take path, and when they try and Inquisition us, they won't be able to take the Polymorph. That's muy grande. Back to opponent. And he had to take the Visions. What a loser. So back on our turn, swing for 4, and like my mama always says, eat my ass. Hooray for Emrakul. Back to opponent. Boom. Look at that concede. Oh, that was nice. Such a clean Emrakul. But now on to sideboarding. Roll in the game 2 and dump this to put in this. Hopefully we'll draw Leylines, and with that, let's go to game 2. I don't like this. We're gonna mull. I don't like this either, but we'll keep. Where's that Inquisition? What? No Inquisition? Okay. But if they kept 7 cards, they probably have something good. Aetherborn. We path it now. Yeah, we probably should. But I don't like giving them an extra land. Oh well. Back in our turn, let's drop Bitterblossom, and we pass back. What's these? Obliterator. I had a feeling that card was coming. That's why I kept in the path. Ooh. I spy something muy grande. We shall play Gideon, targeting Obliterator, and pass back. Opponent fires Inquisition, takes the path. But what will they do now? Lingering Souls. The question is, do they know how magic works? Because they could have a path in hand. They do have 2 cards, but on the bright side, we can do this. Turn Gideon into creature. Now Gideon's indestructible, so the only way they can stop this Polymorph from happening is with a path. Let's see if they have it, because Fatal Push won't cut it. Boom! Look at that. We'll have to hold back for now because of the Obliterator, but I like how this is going. 6 mana, untapped, suspicious. Opponent swings at us for 5. We could block and sacrifice 15 permanents, but I don't think we should. What do they have? They're up to something. They have Lingering Souls. Would they board wipe us though? I don't think they would. Oh, we go down to 1. Oh crap. Oh, so the Bitterblossom kills us. Well played, well played. Out of all the moves they could have done there, that was like the only move that could have worked, because even if they board wipe, we could have gone Gideon, Polymorph, another Emrakul. So I must admit that was a rather enjoyable cheek spreading. So now that we know they have the Obliterators and other stuff, we're gonna bring in 2 more Fatal Pushes and 2 more Thoughtseize and dumping this, and with that, let's go to game 3. Opening hand, yeah, Leyline, okay. Starting with Visions, land on top, and then back to our opponent. Nothing from them, and nothing from us. Aetherborn, but then we'll do these, and back on our turn, Lingering lingering, and back to our opponent. Opponent passes back to us. We shall Mutavault on the creature, and then we shall swing for 4, and then flashback this. Who's getting their cheeks spread now? Polluted, sure. Oh, although they will get a token. Maybe instead of killing a spirit, in case they have a ton of sack stuff, let's swing for 4, and then send Mutavault to Jesus. Polymorph, boom. How will they respond to that? They can't. The spreader has now become the spread. Is that a word? The receiver of the spreading. Exactly. So a pretty good start, but don't get your hopes up because we kind of got lucky there. But if luck comes our way, we'll take it. So now on to the next one. Opening hand, too many lands, so we're gonna mull. Oh, pretty bad, but we'll keep it. Opponent goes to Stomping Ground, and we shall go with Inquisition. Dredge. Okay, so we'll take this, and then pass back to opponent. Opponent throws that in graveyard, and back to us. Polymorph, nice. So we'll fire Visions. Bitterblossom, good, good. We're on track for Emrakul. Opponent gets Bloodghast from graveyard, and flashes back Faithless Looting, but no Dredge. Stinkweed Amalgam. That Stinkweed Imp will be a problem. We might have to double Polymorph. Wait a minute. Doesn't this Bitterblossom? Meh, that works as well. Play that and pass back. Opponent finds 2 Creeping Chills. We go to 11, and with that they can play Stinkweed Imp, but we're still looking good. Opponent swings for 2, no blocks, and uses Life from the Loam, sure. And now I shall do this. Swing for 1, and then fire Polymorph. That gives us Emrakul pass back. We're at 8 life. It's gonna be a little iffy here, but if they play the Stinkweed Imp, we could bounce it to hand, or we could even Polymorph it and hope they don't pull another Stinkweed Imp. But things are looking pretty good, and it looks like our opponent wants us to block so they can get back the Amalgams. That'll be 7 permanents, so they play a land this turn, then 8 for a land, 9. So I think we got to take the risk and not block. That makes things a little bit harder on them. And now we actually only need to bounce the Stinkweed if they just play that, because we'll have to sacrifice 6 per. Ooh, never mind. Okay, so they play Stinkweed, which means we'll bounce it using Teferi. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Then we swing. They have exactly 6 permanents. All of them go to graveyard. They go to 7, and we'll see if they can take us out this turn. There's the concede. So game 2 it is. Going to game 2 and dump all this to put in all this, and with that, let's go to game 2. Game 2, we can turn 1 Visions, hopefully hit a Rest in Peace. Yeah, I'll keep it. Opponent starts with Shriekhorn and passes back. We'll start with Visions. Meh, no Rest in Peace. So back to our opponent. They Shriekhorn, Amalgam, and Shriekhorn again, but no Dredge. Although they do have Bloodghast to get back Amalgam, and they hardcast to get a second Bloodghast. Okay, so we should probably path them. Back on our opponent's turn, Shriekhorn fires again. There's Conflogalaw. Opponent swings, and before damage is dealt, we'll path the Amalgam, putting us down to 13. Opponent throws that in graveyard, and then back to us. Another land. Meh. All right, lingering, and back to our opponent. Back on opponent's turn, Stinkweed Imp in graveyard, Bloodghast, and Life from the Loam again. Wiping our spirits and dealing 3 to us, sure. Meh, and they also get Bloodghast back with haste. The Flood was just too strong this game. So we're going to game 3. Game 3, I'm gonna dump 1 Bitterblossom for 1 Inquisition. Game 3. Opening hand, 2 Emrakuls. We can't keep this, so we're gonna mull. There's no Rest in Peace here. We're gonna mull. Alright, fine, whatever, we'll keep this. Start off with Mutavault, pass back. Shriekhorn, another lingering, swinging for 2. Back to our opponent. Life from the Loam into Amalgams. And nothing too crazy unless they have Cathartic here. Yeah, that's pretty good. But just 2 Bloodghast and 2 Amalgams. Nah, this is so bad. Back to our opponent. And a Jellyfish. I'm a Faithless Looting. You gotta be kidding me. There's a Conflogalaw, 2 Bloodghast, and Amalgam. This is stupid. Swing for 2 in the air. They play a Life from the Loam, getting back 2 Bloodghast, hitting us with Conflogalaw down to 10, and look at all this haste. Well, that was a match. Where's Rest in Peace? Where's Rest in Peace? Oh, there you are. Okay, apparently we had some on the deck. I guess it happens sometimes. But now on to the next one. Opening hand is balls, we'll mull. Still pretty balls, 1 more mull. Alright, we'll try it. Playing that tapped and on to our opponent's turn. Opponent Inquisitions us, taking the Visions. Well, can't do anything, back to opponent. And it's 8 rack, or maybe 10 rack. And at least we pull land here, so we'll go Collective Brutality. Davriel, sure. And back to our opponent. Opponent plays Davriel. We'll discard Fatal Push. And back to us. Thoughtseize will hang on to that for Davriel. Oh, and they Thoughtseize us. So much for using Gideon to not die. So we take 2, go down to 17. And I think our opponent might have us here. Yep, so we're going to game 2. Going to game 2 and dump all this for all this. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, nope. And yeah, I guess. Starting off with Thoughtseize. Interesting. Probably should take the Inquisition, although this is a problem at some point. But we'll take the Inquisition and pass back. Opponent plays Affliction. Back on our turn, play land, pass back. And back on our turn, Mutavault and pass back. And opponent fires Smallpox. Okay. Dumping Lingering and Mutavault. Back on our turn, we pull land. Thank the Magic Gods. We'll play Lingering Souls from graveyard. And back to our opponent. Opponent plays Raven's Crime. We discard Lingering Souls. Back to us. Another Lingering. Nice. We'll cast this one from graveyard though. Swing for 2. And back to our opponent. Liliana, sure. Making us sack a creature. Alright. Back on our turn, swing at Lily for 1. Then 2 to our opponent. And then pass back. Opponent flashes back Raven's Crime. We'll get rid of Lingering. And realizing they're no match for us, they concede. I mean, who can blame them when we're emitting this much big dick energy? But now it's time for game 3. Game 3, no change to sideboard, and this here, too many polymorphs are gonna mull. Oh, Leyline, there you are. So good to see you. So good indeed. I want to play Mutavault back on our turn. Let's go Bitterblossom. So that way if they play any planeswalkers, we can put some pressure on them. Dark Confidant, interesting. Well, luckily we have Fatal Push. So let's push this hoe. And then back to our opponent. Oh, my Nature Mage, okay. Man, that's not nice. But no matter, we pull another land. We'll be on track for Gideon next turn. We swing for 1, they go to 19. Turn Mutavault into creature, and that Mutavault into creature to take 4. And now we can play with Gideon. The question is, how do we go about this? We can play it, prevent damage from one of these. One will get through, or we can hold 2 back and block. And as long as Gideon's alive, we're looking really good because we can ultimate it. Yeah, so we shall do that. And swing for 1. So we can defend Gideon, and then back to opponent. What is our opponent up to? Mutavault into creature. Probably have Fatal Push. Alright, so we'll double block and walk into this one. Oh, they're bluffing? Oh, nice, nice. What? Fulminator, okay. So in that case, let's do this. Bounce Fulm. I get them in the sack in response, though. Yep, that is fine. Let's take the long route here. Ultimate Gideon, and then just pass back to our opponent. And our opponent, realizing there's no way around it, they concede. But as long as we keep Gideon alive, which we will, we can't lose the game even if our life dips below 10. But I don't know, the match kind of felt like a sad win, you know? Like having to resort to Leyline and Gideon. It's like, we didn't get the polymorph combo off either. But a win's a win. Hopefully we'll see better gameplay in the next one. So now on to the next one. Opening hand, this seems like it could work, so we're gonna start off with Visions. Oh, and it looks like it's Mill with the Lingering Souls in Graveyard. Interesting. Brutality on top, and back to opponent. That's fine. We still have the Emrakuls for them to deal with. Opponent plays land tap, and back in our turn, let's go Visions, even though we're probably gonna lose the top of our deck. And an Emrakul. Interesting. Let's keep that one second from the top in case they do mill us here. Yeah, okay. They pass back. Interesting. Here's what I think we should do. I say we fetch. In response to mission briefing into Archive Trap, sure. The Emrakul's not there anymore, but my logic is if we can play Teferi, which stops instant speed stuff against us, they won't be able to surgical extraction our Emrakul, which means effectively they can't win unless they exile our graveyard with like a rest in peace, which I doubt they have. So let's do it. Teferi, and back to our opponent. Opponent puts the top 8 into our graveyard, sure, but no Emrakul. With only 10 cards left in deck, that's kind of bizarre. And a Thoughtseize. So here's what we'll do. Teferi's ability, so that we can play sorceries on their turn, and then on the draw step, we'll Thoughtseize them. Draw step, boom. It doesn't really matter what we take here, because things are looking really good for us. So I guess we'll take this, and then they pass back. Might be in trouble if we draw Emrakul soon. Oh my god, I knew it. This is most awkward. So we'll pass back. Oh, thank god, an orb. Mill me harder, daddy. Please, Emrakul, hit. Oh god. Oh no. How did it miss? There's 4 cards. Oh my god. Well, if that's not the magic god saying F you, then I don't know what is. Because that's the game. Who would have thought a deck with Emrakul in it would get milled out? But okay, whatever. You know, whatever. 2 more games, probably. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So game 2, I'm gonna dump all this creature hate stuff, and then I'm gonna bring in this stuff. I'm with all this good stuff coming in. I can't see how we're gonna lose. So with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand is kind of sweaty balls. I mean, not the worst kind, but not the best either. No Leyline. Yeah, this is Mole. Okay, that's good. That makes me happy and ponce. Starting with Inquisition, Surgical, Briefing, and Archive. All are problematic. I think Briefing's the biggest problem long term, so we're gonna take that and pass back. And as for our next move, we'll play Collective Brutality. Although we do have Teferi, you don't really need to take the Surgical. Well, they can't really do anything else. I think we gotta take that just to be extra safe, and then back to opponent. Oh, that blows. Back to our opponent. On the bright side, if we pull a Collective Brutality, we can discard Emrakul. Back to us. Thoughtseize, sure. A whole lot of nothing. So I guess just that. And back to opponent. Back to us. Pull land, so now we can go Teferi with Haley's Sheet. Alright, that's fine. Now I feel pretty safe with the graveyard since they can't use Surgical on us at instant speed. Although I said that last game, so who knows? We pull Visions, play Visions. Polymorph? Yeah, let's keep everything as is. And back to our opponent. Opponent passes back to us. Now here's what I think we should do here. We can do this to draw a card. And since they can't play anything instant speed, we can do this and then this. So we shall get Emrakul once they're done reading what this thing does. Any day now. Hooray, now back to them. And with our opponent unable to match our big dick energy, they give us the concede. So game 3 it is. Opening hands, Mega Ball, so we're gonna mull. Yes. Leyline, okay. That's very nice. And we'll kick things off with Thoughtseize. Ashiok, okay. They can't target us, but it does stop us from searching our library, so we're gonna take that. And then pass back. Opponent passes back to us. And now we should go with Bitterblossom to try and speed things up. Back to our opponent. Opponent passes back to us. Mutavault. Let's just extra speed things up by playing another Bitterblossom. Hooray, then back to our opponent. And they hit our land, okay. They pass back to us again. What the competitive match. It really just goes to show you can do anything you set your mind to, as long as you're facing Mill and have 2 Emrakuls and 2 Gideons and 4 Teferis and 2 Leylines. But what's this? They take out our Thoughtseize, okay. And nothing. Now we'll swing with Mutavault and a Fairy. They get a 17, back to them. Now back to us. And that is muy grande. Although we need one more plane. So once we ultimate Gideon, we won't lose from the life loss, and we won't lose from being milled out even. Back to our opponent. Back on our turn. Let's just do it. Play Gideon. Get wrecked. What is these? No. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble now. We're at 7 life. Okay. Wait, I don't think we're in trouble. Unless they pull in Snaring Bridge. Hooray, we won, so I can feel good about myself. Yay, the power of having a one-sided matchup. Even though it was kind of close, sadly. But hooray! So in the end, against all odds, we went 3-1. I mean, the mill match shouldn't have counted, so more like 2-1. But we kind of got really lucky with the matchups. Our worst matchup by far is creature-heavy aggro decks, and we didn't see any of those, which kind of makes sense because all the creature-heavy aggro decks kind of fell out of the metagame. And to be honest, I was expecting this deck to go like 2-3-ish, you know, because the set's been out for a while, and it's like, let's just do a fun deck instead of a competitive deck. But I mean, I guess it's competitive. I guess it seems that way. But maybe it was just lucky because when you go on and just record 4 matches, sometimes you just lose a lot, sometimes you win a lot, and there's just a lot of variation. But we played 4 paid matches. Those were the results. And I'll leave it to you guys to decide whether or not the deck is good. But that is all for now. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to go check out my Modern Horizons video, you could do that because I kind of had to re-upload the video and now all the stats on the video are crap. So more watch time equals good. And as always, I hope you have a great day.